Let's listen to Wuthering Heights by Emily Brontë, Level A1, Oxford Reading University.
Mr. Lockwood is a rich man from the south. He arrives in Thrushcross Grange in the north of England. Soon after this, he visits his landlord, Mr. Heathcliff. He lives on a farm in a house called Wuthering Heights. Mr. Lockwood thinks that Mr. Heathcliff and his family are a strange group. Mr. Heathcliff looks like a gentleman, but his manners and speech are rather bad. The mistress of the house is a young lady who is attractive, but angry. Also, there is a young man who appears to be one of the family, although he dresses and talks like a servant. It snows heavily, and Mr. Lockwood spends the night at Wuthering Heights. He finds an unused room. There are a lot of books and graffiti left behind by a woman who lived here before. Her name is Catherine. When he falls asleep, he sees this person in his dreams. Mr. Lockwood has a nightmare where he sees her as a ghost. She tries to get in through the window. He wakes up and can't fall back asleep. As soon as the sun rises, Mr. Heathcliff sends Mr. Lockwood back to Thrushcross Grange. There, he asks his housekeeper, Ellen Dean, to tell him the story of the family from the Heights. The story begins 30 years earlier, when the Earnshaw family lived at Wuthering Heights. There was a mother and a father, and their 2 children, Hindley, a boy of 14, and 6-year-old Catherine, the girl from Lockwood's dream. There was also the mother of the present mistress. That year, Mr. Earnshaw traveled to Liverpool. There, he found a homeless 7-year-old boy. He looked like a gypsy. Mr. Earnshaw decided to adopt him as his son. He named him Heathcliff. Hindley hated him because his father paid a lot of attention to him. But Catherine liked this boy very much. Soon Heathcliff and Catherine became best friends. They spent a lot of time together. The parents sent Hindley away to school because of his behavior. 3 years later, Mr. Earnshaw died and Hindley returned. With his new wife, Frances, he became master of Wuthering Heights. He made Heathcliff a servant instead of a member of the family.
Have you already tried learning English with the Ewa app? The best part about Ewa is that your favorite movie characters help you learn grammar, new words, and pronunciation. It makes learning so much fun. Go to appewa.com right now.
Heathcliff and Cathy continued to spend time together. In November, a few months after Hindley's return, they went to Thrushcross Grange to spy on the people. They watched Edgar and Isabella Linton, the children of the Grange. The Lintons noticed Heathcliff and Cathy, so they tried to run away. A dog caught Catherine. The family brought her inside and helped her. Heathcliff went home. 5 weeks later, Catherine returned to Wuthering Heights. She had changed. She looked and acted like a lady now. Catherine laughed at Heathcliff's appearance. The next day, when the Lintons visited, he dressed up to impress her. But Edgar laughed at him, and they argued. Hindley sent Heathcliff to the attic and locked him in. In the evening, Catherine went there to support him. Heathcliff promised to get revenge on Hindley. In the summer of the following year, Frances gave birth to a child, Hareton. Soon after this, she died. Hindley started to drink. 2 years later, Catherine became close friends with Edgar. Heathcliff was no longer her best friend. One day in August, while Hindley was not home, Edgar came to visit Catherine. She had an argument with Ellen and Edgar. Edgar tried to leave. Catherine stopped him, and they became lovers. Later, Catherine talked with Ellen. She explained that Edgar had asked her to marry him, and she had agreed. She told Ellen that she did not really love Edgar. She said that she loved Heathcliff. Unfortunately, she couldn't marry him because he didn't have status and education. Catherine planned to marry Edgar and help make Heathcliff's life better. Heathcliff heard only the first part of the conversation and ran away. He disappeared. After 3 years, Edgar finally married Catherine. 6 months after the marriage, Heathcliff returned as a gentleman. He was strong and rich now. Catherine was happy to see him, although Edgar was not. Isabella was 18 years old at that time, and she fell in love with Heathcliff. She saw him as a romantic hero. He didn't like Isabella, but he started talking to her. He thought that it was his chance to get revenge on Edgar. One day, he embraced Isabella at the Grange. Edgar got angry and argued with Heathcliff. Catherine locked herself in her room and fell ill. Heathcliff stayed at the Heights. He gambled with Hindley and taught Hareton bad habits. In the end, Hindley lost all of his money and sold the house to Heathcliff. While Catherine was ill, Heathcliff ran away with Isabella. Edgar decided that Isabella was no longer his sister. Heathcliff and Isabella got married and returned to Wuthering Heights 2 months later. Heathcliff heard that Catherine was ill and started visiting her in secret. After their meeting, Catherine gave birth to her daughter, Cathy, and then died. The day after Catherine's funeral, Isabella left Heathcliff. She went to the south of England. She eventually gave birth to Linton, Heathcliff's son. Hindley died 6 months after Catherine. Heathcliff became the master of Wuthering Heights and the guardian of Hareton. 12 years later, Cathy was grown up. She became a beautiful, active girl. She rarely left her home in Grange. Edgar heard that Isabella was dying, so he went to her and adopted her son, Linton. Then Cathy met Hareton and learned that he was her cousin. He told her about Wuthering Heights. Edgar returned with Linton, who was a weak and ill boy. Cathy liked Linton, but Heathcliff wanted his son to be with him and live in the Heights. 3 years later, Ellen and Cathy met with Heathcliff. He took them to Wuthering Heights to see Linton and Hareton. He wanted Linton to marry Cathy, so that the family would have Thrushcross Grange. Cathy and Linton became a secret friendship. In August of the next year, Edgar fell ill. Ellen and Cathy visited Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff didn't let them go home after the visit. He wanted to marry his son, Linton, to Cathy. He didn't let her return to her father before his death. After 5 days, Ellen got away. Linton helped Cathy run away, too, and she went to see her father before his death. After the death of Edgar, Heathcliff became the owner of Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange. Cathy had no choice but to leave Ellen and go live with Heathcliff and Hareton. Linton died soon after this. Hareton tried to be kind to Cathy, but she became very sad. This is when Lockwood arrived. Lockwood decides to travel to Wuthering Heights to tell Heathcliff that he is returning to the south. In September, 8 months after leaving, Lockwood returns. He decides to stay at Thrushcross Grange. He learns that Ellen is living at Wuthering Heights now. Lockwood goes there. Ellen tells him the end of the story. Soon after Lockwood left, Ellen had gone to the Heights to become a housekeeper there. During this time, a friendship had developed between Cathy and Hareton. Heathcliff became very strange. he started seeing the dead Catherine everywhere. He didn't eat for 4 days and died in his room. He was buried near Catherine. Before Lockwood leaves, he hears that Hareton and Cathy plan to marry on New Year's Day.
For more audiobooks like this video and subscribe to our channel. And now, listen to another English story